It's something that we use and have been using to represent sort of our identities, our power, our very significant life moments. And that's initially what attracted me to jewelry, because it's so rich in all that it can represent.
That's the co-founder of a jewelry shop in Philadelphia. And yeah, a sparkly carbon mineral can represent a lot of things. Everything from true eternal love to a novel dental appliance. But whether you're buying your mistress something she deserves or using half of a clown's nose to pitch a lifetime commitment, diamonds can cause way more damage than a couple of hurt feelings.
But when we're using materials that have caused harm to other people and the environment to create a symbol of love and commitment or identity, to me it feels at odds, and we take the privilege of making jewelry for other people very seriously, and we want to only work with materials that we feel like our clients would be proud to own.
Hence, these things, lab-grown diamonds. From your chicken dinner to new frog limbs, scientists sure have been growing a lot of interesting stuff in labs these days. But the pun-intended beauty of lab-grown diamonds is that they're said to be more sustainable than those obtained through the types of brutal mining operations that lead to Leonardo DiCaprio movies. All over social media, you can see people like this jewelry store person hawking the benefits of lab-grown diamonds. Namely, of course, the price.
This will cost you about $8,000 and this will cost you about $47,000 for the exact same product.
Lab-grown diamonds take several weeks to make. Mimicking conditions that form diamonds underneath the Earth's surface, this process is accomplished by subjecting carbon to high temperatures at very high pressure, similar to that of the stress imposed upon you by your family to settle down. Technology to do this kind of thing has been around since the 1950s, but yesterday's lab-grown diamonds were mostly used in industries like stone cutting, mining, and dentistry tools.
In the past, poor quality laboratory-grown diamonds, you could actually identify by eye. They would have clear, heterogeneous distribution of color, for instance. You could see these growth structures by eye. Or you would have pieces of metal that got stuck in from the growth process, the artificial growth process.
That's the senior manager of diamond research at the Gemological Institute of America. Now, unlike a diamond with a piece of metal stuck in it, who would want that? These days, better technology and lower production costs have allowed diamond-producing labs to grow better diamonds.
But nowadays, obviously, because demand is for higher color and lower impurity contents for the stones, you're not going to have these inclusions. And that means that by eye, unfortunately, because they're chemically the same material as the natural stones, they're imperceptible. You can't see whether they're lab-grown or natural.
Now, even though experts, and hopefully not your girlfriend, can tell the difference between diamonds that are lab-grown or naturally occurring, as they're both chemically identical, that doesn't necessarily mean you're about to strap a solar panel to your partner's hand.
I mean, there's some man-made diamonds that are produced with hydro energy or solar energy, and then you have some that are produced, with grid power that's being fed by coal. And then you have some, natural diamond production operations that are, very efficient and, very thoughtfully run, from an environmental impact, standpoint.
That's a diamond industry expert who notes that in an industry that runs on carat, clarity, color, and cut, there's not always transparency regarding the environmental impact of how lab-grown diamonds are manufactured. India-based Cupid Diamonds, for instance, says on their website that their stuff is produced in an environmentally friendly manner. But as pointed out by the Associated Press, that country gets about 75% of its electricity from burning coal, which emits a color that isn't exactly green. China is also a major diamond manufacturer, and they're said to get half their power from coal, too.
Most lab-grown diamonds on the market are produced overseas with a really high environmental footprint due to the energy that's sourcing them, or sourced to make them.
There is a US-based diamond brand called Vray whose mission states no mining, no emissions, no guilt, and its parent company's CEO told the AP that their Washington-based foundry runs on hydropower and only uses 1/10 of the energy that's required for mining.
So there's a lot of variations, so I think to just say that, man-made diamonds are the eco-friendly alternative is too simple of a narrative. It's much more nuanced than that.
For customers who want to buy a lab-grown diamond with the idea that it's the most sustainable choice, I would suggest that they really research where the lab-grown diamonds are coming from.
Yeah, as our jewelry shop person from Philly notes, if you want your jewelry to be as sustainable as your relationship, you've got to do some digging. And if your heart's still set on putting a ring on it, you should check out the whole ring too.
I would also suggest that customers really research the type of metal that is going in their rings. We use either 100% recycled metal or Fairmined gold, and we also make all of our jewelry in our Philadelphia workshop. I think that's a piece that often gets ignored, is how the jewelry is made and where it's made.